Folks, hello and welcome to Gamers Health. It's a special Gamers Health here on Christmas Day. And yes, I swapped out rates today. No, listen, the family gathering is still going on for Christmas, but Shannon's staying the night, and we talked about it, and Shannon's like, hey, yeah, let's do a Gamers Health. So it's Shannon and Tenkar as opposed to Rach and Tenkar tonight. Shannon, say hello to the audience.
Hello.
So, again, it's Christmas. And what does Christmas mean? Even if you're not a highly religious person, maybe it's secular, Christmas is still a time of giving. It's usually a time of goodwill. It's certainly been commercialized. I understand that. But it's also a time when we tend to see family and friends. In the case of Rachel and myself, we saw our Rachel's sister, my brother-in-law, and my nephew for the first time in 2 years, literally 2 years, because we spend Christmas morning out in Connecticut visiting them. Usually, we didn't do that last year because of the big bad the virus. So this year we've gone back to a bit more normality, even with the current pandemic issues going on. But we thought we would talk about some of the experiences that we are experiencing this year at Christmas. Now, Shannon is 17. No, she's 11 years old. You wouldn't know it from this kid's brain, but in any case. And she did a lot of chores and things around the house and earned the money to buy gifts for family herself.
Well, we got a little baby Yoda pop for Uncle.
Yeah. I will show them. Look at this. His head goes bouncy, bouncy. This is cute as all hell, and mucho awesomeness. Shannon got me a couple of gifts. Probably one of the best is the uncle gift.
What uncle gift?
The uncle.
The ornament.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that.
The ornament that I got, which is awesome, an awesome sauce. But she bought her auntie gifts for her own pocket. Her parents. She bought my son's girlfriend a very thoughtful gift, which was really sweet. So, I mean, you don't get things for people because you're looking to get the attaboy. You get them because you want to see that smile, right? And you're not saying like, she's 11. She could easily have said, I need money for gifts. And, the average parent will go, no, Shannon earned the money and could have spent it on herself, and she didn't. She spent it on the people that she loves and she cares for. I think that's very, very special and awesome. Now, Shannon, certain people, I will currently remain nameless. Oh, wait a second. I kind of named myself by saying I will. Whatever. Shannon did fairly well. She likes her, what do you call it? Potter Harry?
Harry Potter.
Oh, yeah. That guy that flies on a broomstick and does magic tricks. No, actually, I haven't read the books, I will be honest, but I've watched, I think, every movie in the series and enjoy them all. So this year has been a Harry Potter theme for you, has it not?
Yes.
So Harry Potter wise, what did you get gift wise?
I got a Harry Potter set of playing cards, a jigsaw puzzle, the Hogwarts letter set, a pen, a wand pen.
Okay.
A trivia set, Harry Potter pajamas, butterbeer.
Oh, that's right. Still in the fridge.
Yeah, a stocking.
Okay.
Jeez, there was so much I can't really remember. I got a hoodie. You got a hoodie?
You got the Lego set? Did you mention that?
Yeah.
Okay. And you got the big soup bowl mug-like thing.
Oh yeah, I got a A mug, a Harry Potter mug.
Huge mug.
Yes.
Basically a cauldron if I was going to use this in a game. Well, I'm not cauldron, but if you're going to put soup in it, it's a meal and a half. So, my question to you, Shannon, is why do you think you actually got so much stuff that was on not you didn't give people a list and say I want ABC XYZ. You said I like my Harry Potter stuff, and I'd love to see some Harry. You got a lot of Harry Potter stuff this year.
Yes.
From a lot of different family members.
Mm-hmm.
And why do you think everybody was so generous?
I guess I was good this year.
You're good every year. All right, let's be honest. And that's listen. There are the kids that are good because they want to get like good gifts, and there are kids that are good because they just want to be good. And you're the second type, but that's just. But now you got a your family. Okay, Rach and I gave a family gift to Shannon and her parents. And what did you guys get?
We got a Nintendo Switch with like all the gadgets and stuff, all the accessories.
Yes.
And everything. Very generous. Thank you.
Well, there's a reason why. Listen, I've learned that I use my Nintendo Switch. I use my VR headset. And the Nintendo Switch, though, is great because you can play tennis, and it's a physical activity. You can do other games like unboxing. It's a physical activity. But the tennis, you can do physical activity and play with your parents, or your parents can play with each other. Yeah. This is all stuff that allows you to not just bond as a family, but get healthier as a family. And when you have your friends over for a play date or a sleepover, you got a Nintendo Switch. Now, theoretically, I think you can hook up to 4 controllers to that game.
Really?
Yes. So danger, Will Robinson, because a lot of people swinging their arms in the same room is going to be like maybe a physical issue.
Especially with like 9-year-olds.
Well, you're 11.
Yeah, I have a bunch of friends that are 9. Don't question it.
That's okay. I'm not questioning it. I'm just saying, if you're going to kick ass, it's like, hey, built-in curve. But honestly, I have probably mentioned this before, but I don't know if I've mentioned this on the cast yet. But there's a lot to be grateful for, and I think that when you come around the Christmas season, you really, I'm very thankful that Shannon is part of our life. I mean, I can't imagine my life without this young lass who I've been calling Pinky since she was a little bit bigger than my pinky. All right, it's a lot bit bigger than my pinky, but I've been calling her. That's Uncle's nickname for Shannon. To folks, if you want to reach out to Shannon later, to say, hey, how's Pinky doing? And we'll pass the message on. But seriously, this is the season where there's some reflection going on. I hadn't seen relatives, like I said, for 2 years. Sure, you email, sure, you text, maybe a phone call here and there, but it's not the same. And we're lucky. I get to see Shannon usually a couple times a month. We live fairly nearby. We go shopping. We hang out. We do these casts.
Yeah.
And when I get old and decrepit, who do you think's going to be taking over for this stuff? This youngin'. Okay. If somebody named Tenkar starts podcasting, that's the young lady. Guilty as charged. Please. So now, Shannon, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Because you're observant.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think there are more Christmas lights this year than last year? Or
no,
less?
There's less. In my neighborhood, at least, there's less.
Now, do you think that's because people are not caring so much about it? Or are people, even kids, are you all emotionally burned out on this whole pandemic
I certainly
thing?
am. I haven't been in the Christmas mood for like 2 years. I haven't been in any holiday mood for like 2 years since this whole pandemic hit. It's just been a lot, especially on kids. They're so young, they don't know how to handle things.
Well, and that's another question now. I mean, I've seen on certain news shows, you see kids going to visit Santa at a mall, and Santa is wearing a mask, and the kids are wearing a mask.
Mhm.
I don't know how Christmas spirity it is to wear a mask. And I'm not talking about whether you should or shouldn't wear a mask. It's all. This is not about that. It's just about the effects of what some of the stuff has. I mean, you've been wearing a mask at school now for nearly two. Well, you didn't have in-person school for 6 months, right?
Yeah.
For the last half of the one school year. This past school year, it's been all mask, right?
Mhm.
And I know there were some schools in New York City that were sending all the students outside for lunch, no matter if it rained or if it was cold. Do you sit at your desk or sit in the cafeteria for lunch?
Yeah. So we sit in the classroom. We're all pretty social distanced. It's pretty good. Um, yeah. My friend's school, she sits in the cafeteria, but they're all like 7 feet apart. I'd rather just sit in the classroom and have a friend like 3 feet away from you and another
Right.
desk.
You can talk and pass notes back and forth and be silly, as opposed to 7 feet away and go, "Hi."
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to trade cookies?
Oh, if the lunch aides heard that, they would take away all our cookies.
Really?
No, we can't look at each other's food.
No, you can't trade food?
No. Even if it's packaged, like a pack of Doritos that hasn't been opened yet.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap. Man, when I was in school, you know, if you were eating in school and you brought lunch and you'd be like,
I know that used to happen here too, and then like COVID hit and it's no normal in your lives.
oh, now that's interesting. Let's expand upon that. No normal in your lives. So does that mean that this is the new normal with all these restrictions? Do you expect it to return
It's
to
gonna
the old
go
normal?
back. Maybe some things are gonna stay the same, but I think for the most part it's gonna go back to normal eventually. Who knows when?
Okay, fair enough. Now, you're 11.
Mm-hmm.
Come February, we'll have been in COVID for 2 years. So,
Yes, but it's already actually 2 years old. It just came to America in February.
True. All right, so we're gonna say 2 years of COVID, and you literally just turned 11. So, I'm gonna do the math in my head, and forgive me if I'm wrong. That's about 18% of your life so far has been spent under COVID.
Mm-hmm.
About. Now, when it comes to returning to normality, what is the one thing that you can't do now? School, shopping, outside, whatever it is. What's the one thing that you want to see return to normal?
Geez. I think eating in the cafeteria. And just like there used to be a room off of the cafeteria that you could buy your food from and everything, and there would be like the lunch ladies that wouldn't wear hairnets and stuff, and then you would go to the cafeteria and you would sit down next to your friends and you trade food. Then you brag about how much lunch money you have and how much you have left over. And yeah, I feel really bad for the kindergartners or the first graders, something like that might never see that in elementary school, because I know that's not like something they do in middle school.
Okay, well, now you start middle school next year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now, what are your expectations of middle school?
I know it's not going to be fully normal then, but I'm hoping at least like we won't have to wear masks as much, and I'm just hoping it'll be as normal as possible, and it won't be that much different.
Well, that much different from the way it was before the pandemic.
That much different from like elementary school, or that much different from like just normality.
Well, and normality not being the new normal, right? We're talking about pre-pandemic normality.
Yes.
Okay. And I think that I'm going to speak for probably everybody who's going to be watching and listening to this. I think we all want that. I think we all want to go back to a semblance of normality where you can walk into a store and see everybody just relaxed, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I still can. You can walk into a store, you can be wearing a mask, and you can pass within, I don't know, 4 feet of somebody, and some people would give you the look like you're, threatening their lives. But then you go into a place like Five Below, and there's no social distancing because it's packed with kids and adults practically stepping over each other. So,
yes.
what the only difference there would be, at least in New York State, it's like, oh, well, now you got to wear a mask. And I mean, there's something to me about wearing a mask. It feels restrictive, and it makes me feel like I can't be personal with somebody because you can't see my expressions, maybe in my eyes, but you don't know if I'm frowning or smiling or sticking my tongue in at you because the mask obscures that.
Yeah.
Now, when you're eating in your classroom, obviously nobody's wearing a mask while you're eating, but the moment you stop eating and you're still on your lunchtime, do they make you put your mask on?
I mean, it's like, it depends the lunchade you have. Like, you could have a Karen lunchade, and you could have just kind of a cool lunchade.
I'm sorry, folks. I'm smiling because even our youth use the word name Karen for people that go to the extremes, and I do appreciate it. Again, I'm not talking about the efficacy or lack thereof or the perception thereof of masks. Okay, I'm telling you, my personal preference is I don't like to wear them. I understand that there's a need to wear them in certain locations, but my brain has an issue with, while I'm eating, apparently viruses can't get me. But the moment I stop eating, I got to put on a mask because viruses can get me. I have a problem with that disconnect. Now, that's a good question. Then, how do your friends and you think about the idea of not masking while eating? Is obviously you can't mask and eat, because how do you get food in your mouth? But how that plays out, is that ever a conversation? Actually, is there a conversation amongst you and your friends about this stuff?
Not really. It's kind of the normal for us now. We've gotten used to it. I know when I'm just sitting on the couch, when I get home, I go to pull up my mask, and I'm like, wait, I'm not wearing one.
I mean, that's I'm going to apologize for the world in general, but I'm sorry that happens to you. But it is a valid point. I mean, listen, I'm retired. I don't have to report to a job or the job anymore. But if I was still active, I'd have to wear a mask. I, be behind the desk or out in patrol, interacting with the public or interacting with other officers. I'd be wearing a mask, and it may become second nature to people who are in that position. I'm retired. I don't wear. I know I've heard somebody say you should wear a mask at home. I'm just I saw it on the TV, so at least somebody thinks it's true. I mean,
that is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. Like top 20.
Top 20? Okay, I like to hear the other 19, but it's a family show, and some of them she might not be able to repeat. I don't know. So, okay, here I'm going to ask you a question, and it's going to be an interesting one. Then, if you had one wish for Christmas, if anything could happen, anything, you could remake whatever, or you could have $1 billion. You had one wish. What would your wish be?
Well, I know this is a bit unrelated, but to stop animal cruelty.
Okay, that's not unrelated. Certainly it's a valid wish. I know you're very passionate about your pets, and I mean you're the one that named Sadie,
Mm-hmm.
our. I don't know if our cat that we brought in last October. She was a young cat, uh, older kitten. When we found her, she was malnourished, but she was a sweetheart. And we found her over the summertime. And a few months later, she invited herself into the house after. She's like, "Oh yeah, it's raining. Come on, I'm coming in." But she'd been spayed, and her ear wasn't clipped, so she wasn't spayed by one of the groups that spays the feral cats. She was somebody's pet at some point. And we don't know if she got abandoned or if
She escaped.
she escaped. But since she could always find our house, I'm assuming that maybe she got abandoned. Because she always knew her way to find us and look for us, and it's like, oh, this is my outdoor home. And
Yeah,
then,
she knew around the neighborhood, and she knew her name too.
yeah. So I would think that in that case, I hate to say it, it's likely that somebody abandoned her. And uh, your cat, Sandy,
Yes.
when we found her in the same backyard, oh my God, 12, 13 years ago.
Yeah.
She was pregnant. Sweetheart, she wanted to come into the house. She was like, back door, let me in. And she was someone that was definitely a dump job. Beautiful, sweet cat. She got pregnant, and somebody didn't want to deal with the kittens. And I mean, I dealing with animal cruelty. I think here's an issue that doesn't really get brought up enough, but a lot of times for the holidays, people give pets as a gift. Don't give a pet as a gift. A pet is a responsibility. A pet is basically a child that will never, ever grow up. And they will rely upon you to be fed and cleaned and walked and their pan cleaned and their litter cleaned and whatever. And if you're putting that responsibility on somebody and they're not prepared for it and they don't expect it, there's a good chance that pet is going to be either released into, it's not even a wild, released into an urban environment or given to a shelter or any of these things. It's not fair to the animal. And it's not fair to the person that you thought you were doing a favor to put them in that position. So I really need to say, don't gift a pet. Make a
And if
pet.
you were going to, you should ask the person
Yes.
if they were ready for a pet.
Well, they should be making that decision. Like, hey, I would like a cat. You want a cat? Yeah, I do. I want a cat. All right. Well, your gift to Christmas, I will pay the adoption fees and the doctor's fee, the vet fees to get your cat fixed. I will do that as your gift. You should, pick the animal, find the animal that's right for you, and then, or the person should find the animal that's right for them, and then you, as the quote gifter, can gift the expenses that would normally go along with that. I think that is a fine way to handle it. But you just don't gift a pet, man.
No. Because I feel like people get inspiration from, I've seen a bunch of YouTube videos where like they give old ladies that are most likely lonely cats, and they love them and they're in tears, and then people just get ideas from that, and it's like they're not, sometimes you just gotta ask the person, and who knows what brought the people to gift that person an animal that made them so happy. Like maybe she asked.
Right. Maybe she just lost a pet, right?
Yeah.
So they're ready. Or you just don't, hey, guess what? Got your cat, got you a dog. Like, wait a second. I mean, and again, the other thing is the person who's receiving the animal should in my opinion, should be involved in the process of choosing the animal. There's a bond involved in that.
Mhm.
And in our case with Sadie, she chose us. As much as we chose her, she chose us. Her predecessor, Ashley, um,
Passed.
she passed, but she was chosen by my ex girlfriend. And when my ex girlfriend passed, I inherited the cat and my son. And God bless this cat bonded with me like no other, and I bonded with her. But that has to be established. I'm taking my son needs the continuity of the cat that is his mother had just adopted 6 months prior. He needed that continuity. We're going to work with that, and it was worked. I made that choice. Okay, you've got to be involved if you are going to be a pet owner in the choice. If you're not involved in the choice, then it really is it your pet? Is it
No.
your child? Right? I mean, Donka, our dachshund, who was almost like your canine sister. I mean, the two of you bonded to all heck. Um, that was a process of my wife wanted a puppy and she wanted a purebred dachshund, and we went through the process and we saw the pictures, and I was like, that certainly that could be it. And I was never a huge dog person before I met my wife, but this dog first night was like, oh, I'm sleeping in bed with you, a little puppy, sleeping between me and my wife. I did not sleep well at all. I was afraid we were going to crush this dog, but she wouldn't sleep in the crate because she wanted to be with us. So she knew. We knew right away too. But we were involved in the process. Get involved in the process when it comes to the pets. And again, gift the fees, gift the expenses. Don't gift the pet.
Yeah, like I get from my grandma. I get money and gift cards because she doesn't know very well what to get me, and
God bless.
yeah. So she's like, well, give you an Amazon gift card. You could get whatever you want. Give you some money.
Mm-hmm.
Get whatever you want. I don't know. I'm not gonna get a guinea pig if you want. For all I care, that's
Right.
even better. Just give them some money. Spend it on what you want.
And that's true. If you don't know what to get somebody, I'm gonna sneeze. Gift cards. Listen, it used to be like, oh, you got a gift card. You weren't thinking. No, getting a gift card at a place like Amazon is thinking, because the reality is, what's best? Spending $100 on a gift, or $50 or $20 on a gift that somebody's gonna take and put in a box and we gift later, or a gift card that they can then spend and go, hey, I spent this, and hey, the money from so and so is great because I got what I actually could use. Now, in the case of Shannon, we knew what was going to spark this girl's smile this year. Harry Potter. So I thought that was,
And perfume and essential oils and
well,
stuff.
yeah, your auntie knows you. So I think we did pretty well. Do we have any wishes for people for Christmas? Anything you want to say?
Have a Merry Christmas. Stay safe. And
have a happy New Year.
Yeah.
This is going to be the last Gamers Health, by the way,
of 2021.
2021. Yeah. Next one will be on New Year's Day. So now I don't know if we're going to do. I don't have a scheduled live stream for next Friday. I don't know if we will do one or not, but if we do, you're welcome to join us. Next Wednesday, there will be a live stream at 8 p.m. with myself and Bad Mike. We'll see who we drag along with us for our wonderful live stream ride. Shannon, thank you. You're always a great co-host.
I love it. No problem.
Folks, as I am pretty much saying at the end of all of these casts, we're in the midst of the world of the pandemic. Please use your common sense. I'm not saying wear a mask, don't wear a mask. I'm not saying get vaxxed, don't get vaxxed. You know your risk factors. You should talk to a medical professional that also knows your medical history and be guided by the recommendations based upon you, not based upon a talking head on YouTube or TV or whatnot. Be safe, be well. God bless. Roll those dice. And I will be back again tomorrow. And Shannon will be back again sometime in 2022.
Yep.
All right, folks. Laters.
Bye.